So cold in some of these indoor spaces that I work in, especially at home. I'm here today to show you how to make these fingerless gloves using some soft yarn. This is in crabapple. And you know, sometimes when the weather gets cold outside and I want to go for a walk, I might put these on, and my fingers here are still ready to, you know, use my phone while I'm walking. So if you're new to my channel, it's called Carrie's Crochet Corner. Please like and subscribe. Oh, I think I hear the bell. All right. So subscribe to my channel on the right-hand side of your screen. Thank you to my new subscribers. Really appreciate it. This is fun making these videos. So join me under the camera. I'll be showing you how to make these fingerless gloves in this nice purplish color. I'm using US terms for this pattern today. The materials are Yarn Bee Soft Secret in Raspberry. This is the raspberry. The gloves I was just wearing are in crabapple. Any soft yarn will do. A size H hook, scissors. I used some measuring tape to measure my hand, needle to weave in your ends, and then I've got some fasteners here that I'll show you later how to fold your piece and sew it. Okay, here is a finished rectangle I made for one of the gloves, and so I'll get started and show you how to do this. Basically, you're going to fold it and then sew it up. Okay. Start with making a slip knot. I chained 27 for these gloves, so I'm going to do 27 loosely. All right, we have 27 chains. And what you're going to do is you're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook in that top loop, which is actually the back loop. So you're going to single crochet all the way to the end, which will give you 26. Great, one more. Okay, we're going to chain one, turn your work. It's important to count, so I'm just going to pause the video and make sure I have 26. Great. I have 26 single crochets in the back loop only. We're going to continue to do that back and forth to give you that ribbing effect. So to do the back loop only, this is the front loop. A bit out of focus. Let's see if you can see this here. This is the front loop and this is the back loop. Okay, so you can see here, this is the front loop and this is the back loop. So to do the back loop only, you're going to go through just that back loop. Put your hook in. You can see that now, right? Put your hook there. Grab the yarn over. And then yarn over and go through both like a regular single crochet. Grab the yarn over, all through the back loop only. And you're going to make rows of back loop only, chaining one at the end of each row, turning your work, making sure your count matches the length that you'd like. You don't always have to do, you don't have to do my length. You can do a longer length, a shorter length. So I will meet you back when I have a rectangle matching my other rectangle. You want to make them the same size, and I'll show you how to sew up and pin your gloves so that you have an opening to put your thumb through. This is definitely a beginner's project, nice and easy. Only thing you want to do is make sure your count is correct. Do my last one here. And I'm going to chain one. There are my first 2 rows here. And then you're going to meet me when you have a rectangle, something like this. I did 28 rows, so I'll see you when I've had 28 rows done, and I'll show you how to put these together to make these fingerless gloves. Well, I finished the rectangle for the fingerless glove for the second one. Here I have my first fingerless glove folded in half, right? You would fold it in half and then use some sort of fastener. I have these fasteners, they clip. I also have this kind too. So I measured my sample, right? Measured where the opening was, the thumb, and I sewed down about 2 inches and left a hole open for about 2 inches for the thumb, and then sewed the rest. So if you can see here, I've clipped it for 2 inches, and then I'm opening, the opening for the thumb is about 2 inches, and then clipping the rest. So let me show you how I did that. I have about 28 rows here. So I'm going to fold that in half. And since this is my right hand, I'm going to put this up for my left hand. It really doesn't matter because they're stretchy and they're reversible. So I'm going to make sure, you want to make sure that these are lined up on the edges. So I'm just going to pause the video, clip them, and then show you again. All right, so my opening is going to be right here. It's about 2 inches. I'm just going to remember between these two. So if you look up close, I like to clip the 2 loops on each side. So as I sew it down here, I'm going to go through those 2 loops and then fasten off here. I'm actually going to start here with the long tail. So you're going to put your needle, the thread through the needle using your long tail. And I do a whip stitch. I just kind of go in and out through those stitches. I'm going to go in here, kind of through my pen, but then I will take that off in a minute. Sorry, I went off camera again. I'm going to go through those top 2 loops. The stitches really disappear once you get going with this. And I like to match them up so that each row is symmetrical, it's uniform. I go in and out, and I don't go over. I'm gonna go through the loops back and forth like that. So they kind of disappear. And I'll be speeding up the camera for this part. Now I'm to the bottom of the thumb hole, so I'm going to kind of circle back, and I'll just flip the thing around, and I'm just gonna go weave in and out a few more times down the glove to kind of make it secure. And then I'll weave in the end somewhere along the glove where it won't come undone. This just makes it a little more secure. I'm gonna cut. Okay. Now we're going to use the rest of the tail to sew this part right here. And we'll weave this in last. So I still have more light yarn, plenty of yarn to use. I'm going to go in the top right here. Blends in with the rest of the fingerless glove. Okay. We'll weave those in last. There really is no wrong way to do this. They'll blend in. All right, this is my turnaround point. Take that off. I'll work it over here, kind of weave it in and then snip it in the back. All right, I'm just going to weave this tail in down here and just pull it. Do the same thing with this one, they're kind of short. Go down that section. going to trim those. Not too much, but enough. Okay. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with the next one. I'll meet you back and show you what the finished product looks like. And here are the finished gloves.